Hey, this is Chip with Point 6 Aviation. Every now and then, I plan a trip where I want to land at airports with turf runways, or maybe with a crosswind runway, or maybe a turf runway with fuel. So I built a website that helps me do that, and I thought there are probably other pilots out there who would find this useful. This video explains how to use it. The website address is airportpicker.com. It's pretty simple to use. Let's start with an example finding airfields along the route from my home airport to Oshkosh. To do this, I put those two airports into the flight plan and then I press the return key. The result is a route between those two airports with airports from the FAA database shown along the route. I can select the width of our search area along the route by changing the search radius from 10 nautical miles to 40 nautical miles. Now I see the airports that are within 40 nautical miles either side of our route. Currently, I'm showing the airports all along the route, but I can change that as well. If I know that I want to fly about 150 miles before finding an airport, I can change that option from along the route I've specified to every 150 nautical miles along the route. If we zoom in a little bit, we can see that the center of the white circles are 150 miles apart, and the airports that fall within those circles are shown. If we want to show a larger or smaller search radius, we can do that, or we can change the distance between the search areas. Now that I've defined my search area, I can filter the airports shown and see only those strips that I'm interested in. For example, I'd like to isolate and show only those airports that have turf runways. In addition, I'd like to show airstrips that also have fuel of some type. I have my filter logic switch set to AND logic, meaning that as I set my filters, they're cumulative. So here I'm saying, show me the airstrips that have turf runways and also have fuel. When I have my filter logic switch set to AND, every time I select a filter, fewer airports are displayed. Another option is to change the filter logic switch to OR. In this case, I'm asking for a display of all the airfields that have turf runways or have available fuel. I use the OR switch when I want to show airfields that have at least one turf runway or have crosswind runways. By default, private airstrips are included, but I can exclude those if I choose to. Now I can select the airports that I want to add to my route. I just click on an airfield, and if I don't recognize it, I can display it in airnav.com. If I know that this is an airport that I want to go to, I can click on Add Airport to Route. The route's recalculated, the flight plan input field is updated, and the airports are redisplayed along the new route. Another way to add an airport to the route is to grab the handle that shows on the route segment between each set of airports. You can drag that handle to a displayed airport and release it, and the airport will be added to the route. If you drag the handle to an area of the map where there's no airport, the latitude and longitude for that point is added to the route. This works well if you're trying to route through mountainous areas or over a specific point where there's not an airport. Airportpicker.com is not flight planning software. It's simply a tool to help you find airports that match specific criteria along a route you want to fly. If you use an online flight planner like ForeFlight or SkyVector or flightplan.com, you can copy the flight plan from Airport Picker and paste it into your online flight planning software. If you're accessing airportpicker.com from a device where ForeFlight is loaded, like from your iPad, you can click on the ForeFlight icon and it will send the flight plan from Airport Picker directly into ForeFlight. Another way to use the website is to select a specific state and then apply the filters to help you find the airports you're looking for. In this case, I'm showing the airports that have water runways and also have fuel. If I don't want to include privately owned airports, I can toggle that filter off. The map displays airports that have water runways with a thin blue bounding line around them. To get more information, you can click on the question mark on the map, and that brings up a legend that explains how each of these items is displayed. If you like the website and you use it to help you find airports, please consider making a small donation to help support it. If you have questions or comments, you can use the form on the map legend to send me an email. I hope you find the page useful. Shoot me an email and let me know what you think.